My name is M. Dot. The crew is EMS. I'm with my man Tash, Van Styles, Hush. Appreciate y'all having me. Big Dookie Chain in the building. Let's go.
Big Dookie Chain. I'm Van Styles. To the left of me is Tash. Hush behind the cameras. And special guest tonight, we have M. Dot, EMS's finest, in the building. Woo!
Yeah.
We need to do this in front of a live audience. Imagine how amazing that would have been right there.
You can. Yeah.
Soon enough. We're working in that direction. We have live on Instagram and Facebook supposedly going, so that's one step in the two steps in the right direction. 3 steps in the right direction on YouTube too. So you're coming from the studio today.
Yeah, I was in Pawtucket.
Okay.
Shout out to Beatbox Studios, Vertigo, and Chachi. Really, really, really dope spot. Dope friends of mine for a long time. They're like Providence staples, you know. I drove out there, did the song, and then I met up with the Teb, and then I came here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that like an average day for you?
No.
Okay.
I got 4 kids, so it's not always like that, but I'm trying to utilize any time I can when I'm not working, because I'm also in the union. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of rappers are afraid to say they have jobs.
Yeah.
Like,
what are you doing in the union?
So I'm a glazer. I put the windows in the high-rise buildings.
Okay.
And I only got in like three and a half years ago.
Okay.
I was doing music for like the last 15 years. You know, like I do other stuff on the side, like other little jobs and stuff. But I went to college, obviously. But when I wanted to get a house, they wanted proof of income. You know, so got in the union, and yeah, it's this time of year where like it slows down, so I'm able to really do music. Like and when I'm on tour, I do music where I'm doing something every day, but now I'm doing it like while I'm home, and that's even better for me too. So get to be with the kids and do music.
And you just came off tour not too long ago.
Yeah, October we went to Germany, Switzerland, yeah, I don't know, Austria, a couple other places. 40. My birthday's next week, so.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
How long you been doing this for?
I started writing when I was in high school, and
So the 90s.
yeah, I was 15, but like I was the only rapper in high school. That sounds old, you know what I mean? Like, and no one was really, I wasn't like showcasing it everywhere I went, but we used to record on like a little tape recorder. We'd have the music playing on another
4 tracks.
Yeah.
4 tracks. Yeah. So we were making music. I've been doing this same shit. I'm 44, so I graduated in '98. That's why I'm kind of trying to get like a vibe. So first time you heard hip hop?
I mean, man, like that's tough. TLC, I don't know if that counts as hip hop, but that's like
on the TLC tip was very hip hop. That was one of my first cassettes.
Remix.
Yeah, I heard that obviously, but like the first, TLC like
first rapping though. What's the first time you heard
first time I heard?
Wait, was TLC on the Outkast remix?
No, Outkast was on the TLC.
Okay.
They're actually performing at Boston Calling.
What, TLC?
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
T-Pain, Chuck D and shit.
Yeah.
The lineup is crazy.
I know. I was
We're working on it right now.
I won tickets last year.
Back to you. Hold on. Back to you. So, first time you heard rapping. First time, like, you know, at one point you're a kid. You never heard rapping before. What's the first time you heard?
Tupac probably's up there. It's probably early on.
Tupac,
okay. Yeah.
But can we acknowledge that Left Eye was rapping on the first TLC album?
She was.
Yeah, for sure.
She was some of it.
For sure.
Ain't too proud to beg. All right.
And no, I'm asking too because you've been doing it so that means you've been. It's been a while. No, because I'm trying to get a picture of the whole scope here because Ferrone, you know Ferrone, obviously.
Yep.
So Chris Ferrone told me one time that the only person that he knows out there, Chris knows a lot of people, and Chris told me the only people that he knows out there that are like me that like are just all go all the time,
Sure.
everything all in is RZA and you. And this is the first time me and you were actually like really meeting. Like, I met you like once or twice in passing, but we never met. So I'm kind of trying to get a scope of like you got 4 kids, you're working the union, you're putting out albums, you're touring. So it sounds kind of. But when did all this begin?
So,
and like what made you like at one point you're someone who's never heard hip hop before.
Yeah.
And then you're someone who has heard hip hop. Then you're someone who decides they want to make hip hop. And now it's been like 20 some odd years. You see what I'm saying? So like when did you?
Well, like I'd heard hip hop when I was younger. I just wasn't like captivated right away. Like obviously, I'm talking about like 8, 9 years old. You know what I mean? But like when I was,
a lot of people were.
Like I was,
I heard MC Hammer.
A lot of people were just like, so it's like that's what I'm trying to find.
I mean, like
fall in love with hip hop.
Tupac made me fall in love with hip hop, like his early stuff, like that.
Like Tupacalypse stuff. Or?
Tupac, like Strictly for My, you know what I mean? Like that was like when I heard those records, it was like. It just I could feel passion like I'd never heard in anything else before. And so that hit me.
at some point, like you're a person that's consuming hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, and then all of a sudden you turn into someone that's making hip hop.
Yeah, so I played basketball, and I played college basketball obviously after, but basketball, like we go to the park, the hip hop was on 24/7. So then it turns into like people breakdancing, people cypher and shit like that.
Because you grew up in which area?
Revere.
Revere. Born
East
and bred.
Boston. I lived till I was 5, but I don't remember it. And then my parents moved to Revere, and then I lived in Lynn when I turned 19. I lived in Lynn for 10 years.
So you're at the park and you're like listening to like records and shit like that, playing ball and everything. Ball was huge back then, and it's like you start to make shit. Like I remember making shit on a 4-track, plug-in mic, stuff like that. Is that the kind of stuff you're talking those days?
That was it. Like and like once I didn't take it seriously till I started getting paid for it. When I took it seriously, but I didn't like think like, wow, I could do this.
Well, now it's like you press you go to YouTube, you download something, you press a button, and then you can make the song.
Yeah.
But back when you're talking about, it's a little bit different. Like the process, right? It's like so. I don't know if Van knows a Hush even because Hush obviously produces records, but he's younger, so I don't know if he knows the process of using a 4-track, a double-sided tape, putting the tape on it. You get two tracks per side of the fucking tape. So you know what I'm talking about. And then you got one instrument, maybe someone's playing a keyboard, a drum machine.
We would have sometimes like before that where I'd actually have a tape recorder and then we'd be playing the instrumental off of like a tape deck.
Yes.
And recording into the recorder.
Did you ever do it speaker to speaker?
Probably, man. We did when you reverse the headphones into the
reverse the headphones.
To
rap this is what I'm talking about. So it's like it's not easy to make music. So for someone that's not captivated by it,
I was captivated. I was saying when I first sound like where I was like I want to go and buy it. Where I'm like this is like, you know, like when I was a little kid, I was more into like Ghostbusters and like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff like that when I was super young. But once I started playing ball, like really getting into basketball, hip hop was like right hand in hand with that, and that was game over. Once I started like doing college shows and getting paid for the college shows, that's when I was like, I want to go 100 miles an hour.
How the fuck do you even get from someone that's just like consuming hip hop at a basketball court to doing so? Because when you're doing this, no one's doing it yet.
Yeah.
So like, there's not really a fucking person that's showing you how to do it.
Yeah, and it's trial and error.
So
like,
how are you
trial and error? Like
what's making you want to? And how are you doing
I wanted
this?
to be a part of it. That I heard the music and I was like, man, this is like. I got to a point where you, as a consumer, where just like everyone probably now, which is like times a million, I wanted to be a part of it. I loved it so much.
But everybody did, and like no one else actually.
You're more of a go-getter.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at.
That's my thing. Yeah, like, but I guess
you realize how hard it is to do what we're talking about right now. Yeah.
We used to put egg crates in our room and like set up all the soundproof. Like we didn't know what the hell we were doing. I'll give you a real. I never paid for studio time till like recently. Like we learned it on our own because we thought it was gonna be like Kid and Play Part 2 where they're trying to find a way to get into the studio. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like I didn't know anybody who had studios. I just figured that was a ton of money. I'm talking when I was super young. I'm like, we're just gonna record it ourselves. So we taught ourselves how to record. We taught ourselves how to mix. We taught ourselves how to promote the record, how to book shows, how to make the art, how to put out the CDs, do everything ourselves. So it gave us such an advantage because old rappers that I love, I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of guys from the 90s who like were right below the middle tier guys, the guys who were on these albums that didn't take the next step, but they were on big albums. They don't know how to record themselves. They don't know how to mix themselves. They don't know how to, I'm not saying everybody. So that gave us that step. And now you have people who know how to, shoot their own videos. Like we do that too, but I'm saying like, you have to be more than just a rapper. You have to offer more than that.
That's like super dope though, because most people don't know how to do
everything. We do everything.
Right. I mean, I went as far because like I was in some pretty seminal rap groups in my early time, the Pink and the Stink in college, and prior to that, we would rap over like the singles. There would be instrumental on one side of the cassette.
Yeah.
And we would do the speaker to speaker thing.
Yeah.
But that's as far as I took it. Like you got to be really driven to like.
Yeah, like I don't know if you realize because it's like a normal thing for you.
Yeah,
but like I kind of in the same way, but at the same time, step back. Like everyone said they were gonna do what, like go on tour.
Yeah,
and you actually did it.
And everyone that I'm with, and then my brothers, everyone I'm with has either stopped or fallen back or went to school or got married or had kids, and they stopped. And like if they're my crew, I pulled them along with me, and they'll tell you the same because. That's the way it's supposed to be.
How'd you get your first college show?
We were at the school. We were going to school at MCLA in North Adams, and they booked us. And the colleges have the craziest budget.
But what do you
ever.
mean? I know, but what do you mean they just booked us?
We were the only rap group on campus, and we knew there was a show coming up. They were like, just asked us.
They asked you?
100%, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure we were like showcasing our stuff all the time around the parties and stuff like that. And that's another thing too. Like in college, for sure we were the only rappers. That's crazy too, because now I bet everyone's a rapper.
That's how it was back when AWOL was doing our shit.
Yeah.
Like, even before that, plus white people back then, it was, what are you, Eminem? What are you, Eminem? It's like, you fucking never heard.
Have you been given the talk by your parents? Like, do you know you're not black? Have you ever had that talk?
Well,
not that I know anything about it, but
I'm lucky, man. I feel like isn't Italians, what's the movie where Sicilians were raped by the Moors or something like that, where they joke and they say that they're pot black, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I know exactly what you're talking about though, where it's shit.
Now everyone does it. That article says Suburban Homeboys because we were the first group from the suburbs that do shows in the city. And bring people with us. And it was so new then that Ferrone wrote an article in the Herald about it.
Yeah.
Wait, but are you saying...
about it, that's crazy. So it's I get what you're saying. It's so back then nobody was oh, you know what? I want to do college shows. But then you get the college budget.
Yeah, and it wasn't even the money fueled me. It was more wow, I can do something that I love, you know what I'm saying? And pay some bills or pay stuff with it. And I'm like, shit, the more, the harder I work, the more stuff can happen. You're right, the drive, nobody's going to tell me. Whenever I get told no, that gives me more motivation. Whenever I get told I can't, that's a fact. That's not an understatement.
So what's a time that someone's told you no that you're fucking throwing it right in their face?
Man, I can't even think of it because it just moved on to the next thing. It was the blinders on, like Jimmy Iovine talks about. Have blinders
did people
on.
tell you to stop rapping?
No, because the music was never whack. It just gotten better over time.
Okay, but you have 4 kids. Did your wife ever tell you to stop rapping?
No, I'm lucky with her. My girl's the best. She meaning she supports me. She wants me to do music. You know what I mean? No joke. Because I'm doing something I don't love when I do a job. I'm doing something I don't love, And I make decent. I do okay with music. I really do. But I can't tour all year round.
Yeah.
I can't do it. But with the job, it's something where you're doing something where it's humbling. You know what I'm saying? Where you're people telling you what to do and stuff like that. And there's people on the job that have heard you on Shade 45 or seen you yesterday or last week in Amsterdam performing.
Yeah.
And it's just a humbling experience. And that actually motivates me too.
Do you ever think that that's exactly what you're supposed to be getting right now to maybe take that next step? Because sometimes you don't even know what you need for the recipe to maybe that next step might take some humbleization that you don't even know about, and you're learning that right now.
To use that to go, as a catalyst.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything's an opportunity. Everything's something where I could flip to a positive. You
that's
know
the way
I
I look at it.
Brother, I can't stress enough. Even right now, every minute of this, any time that if I'm not with the kids or if I have to be productive, I drank 2 gallons of water to record today. That's the first thing you said.
Yeah.
If people don't realize how much work it is, I don't go from my diaphragm, so my vocals aren't as good as they should be. On stage it's easy because it's a performance, but recording I want it to be as close to perfect as possible, you know what I mean?
Right, and I quickly brought up the fact that you tour with, the first time and last time he saw you was with Onyx in Maine. You tour with Onyx. Now, Onyx is, they have strong ties to Snowgoons, and you have strong ties to Snowgoons, and they are they're probably the hardest, never stop touring, either in the U.S. or they're overseas. And I'm just wondering, because Sticky Fingers chain smoke cigarettes, and they both drink there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they both still manage to tour just 24/7 all year. It's how?
And they
because they have help.
they deserve it. Where they have a lot of those old groups, older groups, don't have the audiences anymore because they either don't have the material or their performance isn't as high level.
But their performance is still high level.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Their performance, but you know what I mean? Their performance not only remains high level.
Well, that's why I'm you just came in here and you're I'm drinking 2 gallons of water while I'm at the studio today. I'm working on breath control and all this.
Yeah, just because
how are there other
I don't know
rappers?
how I can't speak on them. I can't speak on them, but you know, I still drink, but like I drink water during the day to get the voice the best I can. You know,
but also just because like Jordan can go out and score 40 points doesn't mean everybody can.
I know. Well, I guess it is.
Score 40
I guess it is almost like those two are like mutants. Like it's like not something we've never seen.
It does wear on you though. You know what I mean? Like that. It takes a toll on you. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been. Every person that's come with me on the road, every single one except for Core, has not been able to really last the entire tour without getting sick. Core is from EMS. He's my brother from EMS, and he lives in Switzerland now. He married a girl out there that he met on tour 2 years ago. So he lives there. He's literally becoming a citizen. He's been doing the stuff.
Like she came to one of your shows.
She came to a show as a friend of one of my DJs. That was there, and he met her and they're married and they got married in Switzerland. It's fantastic for him. You know, how cool is that?
This is why we got to take Big Dookie Chain on the road so I can find my European wife.
There you go. And Switzerland's like the hottest place to get a citizenship in. He's learning German. He's already passed like 2 courses. He's like, because you have to jump through so many hoops to get the citizenship because people want to be a citizen of Switzerland. It's beautiful. It's clean. It's nice.
Yeah.
Everything's better. Food's better. Everything.
Where's some of the places you've toured? Hip hop's brought you around the world, right?
Yeah, I've done a lot of countries.
Have you done Japan?
I haven't done Japan. I haven't done Asia.
Okay.
But I've done Germany, Switzerland, Estonia, France, Italy, Holland, you know, Austria, Czech Republic. I'd say, you know, 17, 18 countries in Germany. Luxembourg.
What's the weirdest fan encounter? Overseas.
Oh, what country has the craziest fans?
Yeah. Which country has the wildest fans?
Switzerland's up there.
Really?
Switzerland's fantastic. I did Hip Hop Camp in Czech Republic. That was incredible.
Which is like a huge festival, right?
That's like
multi-day festival.
That's like their Woodstock. You know what I mean? And it was dope. I think that what's the dude's name? Chief Keef. He canceled. So I filled in for Chief Keef. I was one of the headliners, bro.
That's awesome.
And everybody was there. Everyone. I'm not even saying I'm even near Chief Keef.
No, you're much better than Chief Keef.
I don't know none of his music, but
I know.
It was Jizza was there, Evidence, me, Beatnuts. It was everyone. But they have like, you know, 50 acts of hip hop, and they have different nights. And we went on at 4 a.m, and it was like right before us was Jay Dilla's brother, Illa J. Is it Illa J? You know, and Krondon was with us. He was like, he went on like a little while earlier. It was just dope. Evidence was just walking around backstage. He's like a unicorn because he's not really talking to anyone. He's like mysterious, coolest dude ever. Just like, you know what I mean? Like just showing up just to watch Fashawn perform. And I don't know. Switzerland's probably the dopest.
Well, that's right. He was Fashawn's manager for a while.
How many people at a festival like that?
I don't know, 50,000 sometimes, but I didn't perform in front of 50,000 at that festival. Like that's when they have the big sea of people in that main stage. I did the airplane hangar. The airplane hangar is crazy. It's just.
Have you ever been to one of those like European festivals performing at where they have like those sea of people?
Have I performed at one? Yeah, I mean that one was still. I still did like I don't know, thousands, but it wasn't like the big 50,000. No, City Hall. I did City Hall. That was 35,000 with Wiz Khalifa. We did that show. They rushed the stage.
I wasn't there. I heard though.
You know that was
maybe I was.
Menino booked us. This was this is before.
Yeah. How do you get that?
Boston. We won the Boston Music Awards that year. So like, Menino. I don't know if it was like before that or after that. Menino booked us, and it was like. Then it was funny because that became the Boston Calling. That's their budget that they had for that, which is wild because their budget must be like. multi millions the way like the bands that they have now.
No,
you seen that? It wasn't like that before. They had
the Slick Rick one.
The Slick Rick one.
Yep.
You performed at that? Or
no, I was like there for the whole thing for that one.
So I did the Wiz Khalifa one. This is before he did Black and Yellow, and it was crazy. This is like right when he was like about to pop.
Yeah.
And I think Mac Miller did it the next year, but that became Boston Calling.
Yeah.
I only knew him as the guy with tattoos all up and down his body. Now that's every rapper.
Yeah. He, like that Boston Calling lineup it blows my mind. Even though they're not current, like but Dave Matthews being who do you say, Public Enemy?
They had
TLC.
Eminem there.
Eminem there last year.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
That's just this year. That's crazy because they have the money. Boston has the money for this stuff, man. They can do this type of thing.
City Hall's starting to pop off.
Yeah.
Like they're starting this summer. I think it's going to be even bigger. There was like 4 or 5 shows. Still Gold just did the
Yeah, Steel Gold knows how to like harangue whatever's going on there.
They did New Year's Eve though. Like,
yeah,
New
they
Year's
did.
Eve on
New
City
Year's
Hall,
Eve
like with the ball drop, and they were the last band on for the ball drop. Like, you're getting there. Like when you start doing shit like that, like okay, like it's starting to, you know.
That's just smart money.
Yeah.
You know, because you know they have the budget, and like
it's just they can do so much stuff with hip hop, you know, and if they want to, they can, you know, because they have the money, like you just said.
But they have, even at that one in I think it was like 2006 was a Slick Rick. They had Rakim there, Nice and Smooth. They had like a bunch of people.
But even that's like they can afford all that.
Yeah.
Like they can even get like current dudes too, like he just said with Eminem last year or whatever it was.
Well, at the Steel Gold Fest, they had Earth Gang was headlining.
Ghostface was there, right?
Oh, Ghostface was there. Yeah,
Ghostface. That was Earth Gang was last year. Yeah, Ghostface was there, which is crazy.
So some current stuff going on.
No, and that's I just think that I'd like to see them investing more.
Yeah.
$28 million last year in parking tickets, you know, and I paid a lot of those parking tickets.
Oh, I paid a lot of those.
I don't know where that goes. You know?
But I wanted to get back to this because I know that somewhere deep inside the recesses of that MDOT, we got a story from on tour about a crazy ass fan doing some super weird shit. I know I'm building this up a lot, but you know,
there's really, you know,
now I know
one chick in Germany stole my not stole my phone, but took my phone back to her crib, like to try to get me to go to her crib with her. And I swear to God,
I feel so sorry for you.
I didn't cheat. No, like my girl, I think that would be so foul. I tell everyone that, like, my girl's taking care of, I have 4 kids, 2 of them on hers, you know what I mean? This was years ago, and I have 2 with her and then 2 but previous to her. That would be some, like, she's taking care of the kids and I'm doing, you know what I mean?
No, that would be
but
wild.
I wish I had a better one of that, but I just thought that was crazy. My boy had to go get it, you know what I mean? Like, hey, and she was pretty girl, German girl, whatever, man, little blonde chick, and I
once again, we gotta take Big Dookie Chain on the road.
I think he's more thinking about fucking like.
I wasn't thinking
like crazy white boy fucking drunk fucking dudes doing like
antics. I'm not trying to ask a married man. With multiple kids.
No. I just thought
trying to line him up right there. I was like, damn, homie, like you went the other direction with that one.
All right. Well, I was with Slaughterhouse on one tour, man.
Oh shit!
Like just for 2 dates in Slovakia, and in Bratislava, Slovakia, where they did Hostel, and in Vienna, Austria. Like, you know, that's Slovakia is where Hostel is from.
I get it. It's just like, you know, I never heard of none of this shit. You're like, you said a bunch of sounds.
No, they're cities.
You could have made that shit up, and we would have. We're like, yeah, absolutely, Hostel. That's where they did that shit at.
It's crazy because we were at like Subway together, and I'm just with them, like, and it's like just nothing. And I was hanging with Crooked Eye and Joel, and they were the coolest dudes ever, dog. I didn't really talk to Royce, and at the time, I kept on saying to myself, he was on the phone the entire time. And this was before. This is 2012. This is before.
You're just calling Eminem over and over.
This is before they were like maybe
one more song.
I don't know if they were doing like remember how they reconnected?
Yeah.
Like after years later and stuff. Because remember D12 and him had beef with them.
They had Bad Meets Evil and shit.
Yes, they came back and but he was on the phone the whole time. And I
want to know where Joe Budden was though, because he's the grumpiest of the.
Oh, I got a story for you. I got a story for you.
Finish that story.
All right,
first. Finish that story first.
So he was on the phone the whole time, and I kept on saying to myself, "This dude's bill must be crazy," because it wasn't like now where you have like a phone, like a service when you're out there. I don't even get a service when I'm out there now. Yeah, like 10 years, whatever it is, 2012, so 13 years ago. Oh my God! But 13 years ago. He's on the phone the whole time. It had to be crazy because it wasn't like now. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the way we have our phones. All right, I got you. I remember. So Saigon gets added to a show, and this is right after the beef with him and Joe Budden. Mm-hmm. Like, remember they had that huge, but they had like I guess made up, and the promoter told me like that Slaughterhouse was like, keep him away from us, bro, like when he got there. So it was really awkward because he was still friends with them and stuff, like I guess, so when he came in, I was just watching the whole thing, and they're like, he's like, yo, what up, blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh my God, because it was right after, right, and that beef was dope. You remember those verses were crazy.
Well, I'm actually like, I'm racking my brain. I remember there was beef, but I don't remember like what set it off or what the songs were.
Joe Budden, remember those diss tracks?
I don't. I'm trying to remember the same thing.
Oh my God,
I remember that being something.
Yeah, I remember.
But they had like 7 minute verses, like Joe Budden going at side.
Now I'm gonna have to go back.
Relook. Joe Budden got him, in my opinion.
Okay.
Joe Budden also there was like a good point in time where he made a lot of good shit. Button. Like he like that
No, but he
music
was-
series was all that shit.
Go listen to the, like he said something like, you know, because like he was, what's his name? He was on Entourage, right? He was like,
Oh, yeah.
Entourage.
Okay,
He said something crazy. He's like, yeah, like something about because Turtle's the guy.
Yeah.
He's like something about feeding shells, like talking about shooting with like
shit.
Turtle, and I don't know. You have to go back and listen to the line.
Oh, that does
That's
remind me.
hard.
Yeah, like I wish I had the exact line, but
We
Yeah.
got to get Saigon on here too because he has some hilarious stories of when he started working with Marky Mark on Entourage. That he brought up at Underground Hip Hop. Of course, we never put out the interview, so we got to do it again. But yeah,
I missed that place.
I remember the Joe Budden diss towards Prodigy that came out on his like official album
was
after
Joe
the
Budden
new
dissed like
Padded
everybody.
Wall.
Padded Wall.
The
Yeah.
song- no,
Saigon and
Padded
Prodigy
Wall.
got in a fight. I think he punched Prodigy or he sucker punched Prodigy or something. That's crazy
Yeah.
because that's all coming full circle. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I am remembering that.
I can't believe you don't remember that diss track.
Saigon-
I know, now I, like,
don't remember
wanna
the
dig
songs,
in.
but
They were, like,
Saigon
back
beef
and
with
forth.
everybody, like
No,
everybody.
Joe Budden did. Joe Budden.
Joe Budden beef
yeah.
with everybody too. Everybody, like he still does beef with everybody. Like
I
today.
don't. But his.
I don't see much of his stuff anymore.
He just like
He
even
just
like
went
his
viral. You didn't see
yeah. He's just always like
He's
puts
good
on
at.
current
He's
events.
good at going viral, man. Like
Well,
yeah.
that's a
Hold on,
science.
He literally just got charges because he was sleepwalking butt naked. in front of
Wait,
the
I
neighbor's
thought that
door.
was.
No, you remember the one where he's running like Will Smith? He's at the wife beater on, running after the kids.
Yeah.
They made the video with him and the like.
No,
you
yeah.
never see. Whatever. Yeah. That,
No. I did see what you're talking about though.
Yes. the
But
recent
for
one.
some reason, I got wires crossed in my head, and I started thinking that was Benzino when you guys were discussing.
We'll save that.
No, that
for
happened
part
too.
of it.
Benzino.
Wait,
also-
was it a
yeah.
different naked hotel thing?
No, Benzino,
Come on.
yeah.
It was. No, it was.
No, it was Benzino. But it happened with Benzino as well.
Like in the past week.
Yeah. It was like
Okay, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
These
No.
both these dudes were butt naked, different hotel rooms, doing crazy shit with the cameras
No,
on.
Buttons was his house. It was like his neighbor.
Oh, it was his house.
Yeah.
That sounds like something Joe
All
Budden
right,
would do.
I got something for you. It's just an inside homie story, but it's amazing to this day. Core from EMS is
Yeah.
like Kramer. This dude's the funniest dude in the world. He's somebody where like if somebody doesn't like him, there's something wrong with that person. He's the best energy, just like most like genuine person, but he's all over the place. Like you know what I mean? Like he's just here, there. You never know. Like he lives in Switzerland now. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like all right, see ya, peace. He came and met me in. We were in Germany, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fly into Amsterdam, blah blah blah." Like he just came on his own. Like I'm just out there. He's like, "I want to come check it out," and he flies into Amsterdam. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go check out the massage parlors and all this stuff." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Bro,
Red light.
he didn't have internet while he was out there." This is like again some years ago where he didn't have a plan. So he's like, "I'm just gonna follow the blue dot from Amsterdam to Germany from the hotel." You know, like Michael Scott, where you're just following it into like the water and shit like that. He ends up getting to us. But it was supposed to be like 4 hours, 3.5 hours, and it's like 8.5 hours. He walks in, he's like, "Yo, what up?" Like it just like let's go. Like starts recording. We're hanging out. The end of the tour because he rented a car when he was in. He rented a car. He just wanted to come, see us on this tour, and that's how he ended up, obviously becoming the hype man more. He's always my man, but fucking drives all the way from Amsterdam to Germany, and we end in France. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna drop off my car here. It's a Hertz car." And the dude from France is like, "Yo, you can't leave this here. This is like a Holland car.
Right.
It's gonna cost you like I think he was like $1,200 for them to come pick it up because they have to have two people come
'Cause you can't
pick it up and drive it back."
Yeah.
He's like, "No, it's Hertz. I can just leave it here. It's all good." And he's like, "No, you can't leave it here." But he's saying it in French, and they're like arguing. And
But I get where he's coming from.
he's
In
like-
the States, you can, maybe.
Yeah, I feel, but it's different countries. so like it's the European Union separation. And he goes, he's like, and I feel you too.
They have
But he's
different currencies.
Yo, bro. So we had a show in Lyon. We had a show in Lyon, France, and he's like, "Yo, I got this. I'm gonna do the show, and I'm gonna drive back tomorrow morning, or like after the show, late night. I'm gonna drive back. I'm gonna book a flight from Holland. I'm gonna go check out those massage parlors because I liked one of the chicks I met over there. I'm gonna go back over there. I'm gonna take the flight." He's like, "I'm gonna save money because I'm gonna buy another flight there." So he had his regular flight from France.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm gonna get a flight from there, but it's only like $650, so I'm gonna save $600." That's how he's thinking. I'm gonna save $600 from paying. I'm like, "Dude, this is not gonna go good, man. Like, hold up." So he buys the ticket. We do the show. My other homie Meta P comes and knocks on the door. Like I'm back in the room. I'm like, "What's up, man?" He's like, "Cool, I can't find the keys to the rental car that he has to drive back to Holland."
Oh, shit.
Bro, I come down. He's like losing his mind, like moving couches, moving everything. He's like, someone hid the keys. He can't find the keys. The car's parked directly in front of the building, now his flight that he was supposed to take from Lyon originally,
Yeah.
it's already gone because it's the morning. His flight he's not going to make in Holland because he can't get the keys to the car. He has to pay for someone to pick up the car, pay for the new key, and he has to get another flight within like the next 2 hours because he had to go back to work. It was like a Sunday, you know what I mean? We call him 3-flight Core, bro.
Wow.
Yo, like this is a true story, and I still to this day can't believe it. I love you, Core, but it's amazing. Everywhere I go, we tell this because I've never seen anything like that in my life. And he's like, it's all good, like, you know what I mean? Whatever, I'll just write it off. I'm like, it doesn't work like that. You can't just write it off. And he's like, yo,
Write it
he
off.
got banned from Hertz for like 3 years. They wouldn't let him rent the cars, nothing, Doug. He's
man.
yo.
I was, for a second there when you were like, he's parked in the front, I was like, is he parked like keeping all the other cars from entering hotel parking?
No.
Like that would be only a one layer worse.
It was like you walk out the venue and his door, you could open his door.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It was, I was still like.
So why did you take the key and hide it?
I wish.
What if you right now were like, I did actually take the key?
That shit would be
Would
awesome.
he forgive you?
Thing.
Would he forgive you?
What time is it in Germany? It's like 3 a.m. He might be up. Yeah, so my posters were in the back of the truck and out of the back of the car, and I'm like, yo, like, we can't get in. There's any way? And he's like, you selfish son of a bitch. And I'm just, yeah. But yeah, it was.
You just break it with a rock.
Yeah, it wasn't even my posters of me. It was like posters of like from some of the shows we did, like that we had signed and stuff, or like we had signed with other artists, with other rappers that we had met on tour.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know,
who was one of your the favorite like industry rappers you've met that we would all know?
Man,
you've been around Sean Price. I mean, we do Sean Price stories. We collect them.
Not enough. Like where I have like a like you know just.
You're on how many of the Snowgoons albums?
6 maybe. 6.
Okay,
that helped me a lot being on their projects because I remember UGH was like they were like killing it over there selling sales wise. I remember either On and On or maybe someone was telling me, and I was like, yo, I got to get down with these dudes so I got on their 2nd or 3rd album, and then it was just like it took off from there for people to this day. Like wherever I go, we'll mention the Snowgoons.
Well, I remember when you first were on a Snow. Oh shit!
Yeah, it was a good look for me. Yeah, it was a good look for me. A dope celebrity story, man. I don't know. There's a lot of cats that I met that were super cool. I kind of stay away from any of the bad energy, man. I haven't had too many bad experiences. Yeah. I'll tell you one. I was in Switzerland with Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Oh, interesting.
I don't care. I'll tell you. These dudes, I'd never met Pete Rock. We ended up doing records together, and that dude was the coolest dude ever. And I just met him. He posted me on his IG. He didn't even know that. Like maybe he thought I was someone else. Like he's just like, yo, I'm here, blah blah blah. And he posted on his IG. And
that's crazy though.
CL, yeah, he was cool as hell.
That's fucking Pete Rock.
Well, maybe it's like when you're in Europe, so they think of you as like, oh, they're bringing you here too. So like you might be somebody.
Yeah.
Not that he was thinking, like not to say he wasn't altruistic, like, or that it wasn't.
It's just
like,
really cool that fucking Pete Rock is like, yo, what's up?
I swear to God, on his page.
Yeah,
I wish I could find that. I'm gonna.
If you're a rapper and you spit bars, Pete Rock is one of the greatest producers. There's like top 10 producers of all time. He's chilling with you.
And he like backstage, bong. So then I noticed that CL was kind of like not chilling with us, and I'm like, what's going on here? They had separate backstage, separate managers, separate cars, separate everything. These dudes just got off stage together and they weren't communicating. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's out there. I don't really care.
No, but that they've been on bad terms.
So I don't know details. The
business, though,
but
man.
I'm talking like legitimately, they were on stage and they were rapping like Pete Rock is like, say Pete Rock's the best, and like you see CL's just sipping his tea like
No, but like for them to be performing together, I don't feel like that's something I've seen in the United States in forever.
Yeah,
like I've known they've always been like Pete Rock was just here with
Common.
On the Common one, and CL Smooth was here in the last year at the Shaskeen. So like, somebody tell me what's going on.
But they separate everything. So like, what blows my mind is you got to be on stage together, and there's just like it was.
Yeah.
So that's the vibe I got from CL. But Pete was cool.
No, but that's funny as hell. Yeah.
Pete like literally was like, yo, posting it on his page. So, at the time I didn't even know if he knew what my handle was on Instagram, nothing like that, but we had just met there and he saw us perform and he messed with it.
You don't remember what was the original beef that broke up Pete Rock and CL Smooth?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But they after a certain amount of time, things dissipate.
Money.
It's money. You know, I'm not saying with them, but money's a big factor with these cats. But in general, you know, because in
life in general, and people in general, it's just not a Pete Rock Steel Smooth thing. Yeah, probably some kind of money. You know what I'm saying? Either that or it's a woman of money. Yo,
that's funny because Core made friends with like, I think it was like Pete Rock's like either. I don't know who it was, but she was giving him hats, giving him shirts, everything like
that's
that.
That's what I thought you were going to say, giving him hats.
Yeah. That's the truth. Like, yeah. But, yeah, man. Core Switzerland. That was the name of the city, too. CHUI, just like my homie.
So, fucking, you've, like, hip-hop, right? You're talking about, you're a kid at the park playing fucking ball and shit like that. And now Pete Rock's fucking shouting you out on his Instagram. What's, like, besides that particular one, what's, like, a time where... like hip hop has brought you to a place and you're like, what the fuck? Like, because at the end of the day, we're all fans of this shit.
Yeah, it's crazy how many people, because we all have egos and stuff, but it's crazy how many people front like it isn't like the dopest shit in the world. Every day, man, for me, like when I get to go to Europe or like do stuff like that. But for me, one of the dopest moments was the Pete Rock song I did. DJ Premier sampled that on the song with Logic on Logic's album.
Shit like that is like,
you know, but that's
as a hip hop guy.
But like that's you know,
like because what are the odds of the lottery of Primo sampling you? And it was like you.
It's my vocals that he used my vocals for like the entire 40-second chorus. So DJ Premier like took my vocals and put them on the Logic song Vinyl Days. Yeah, and it's the whole. I want the.
I remember you posted about it. So I looked that shit up. I was like, that's fucking dope.
How did you find that out?
Yo, my boys were tagging me in it like the next day, like and like I was just like, because I've never like I've talked to Primo like you know a ton of times since then, but I've never really asked him like other than like, yo, that shit was dope, you know, like I haven't.
You never asked him?
No, and like yeah, I know I don't.
You don't want to know?
No,
that'd be the first thing I'd ask him.
It's even doper because it's like the second verse, like a line on like the middle of the second verse. You know what I mean?
It's wild.
Like, yo, listen, this isn't
so
like.
So that means he had to dig through the
whole line,
verse
and it's Primo sampled the song I did with Pete Rock on an industry song.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Not an NYG song. Not that there's not anything that
right. But on Vinyl Days.
But
did you get any like royalty?
Right. Did you ask for your check? Like that should be your net. No, I'm kidding.
You know, but
my check.
That's
just be like, hey, I did that one song for you and Logic. Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. I did that one song for you and Logic, but like, can we work on our song now? Little tip for Tat here, Primo, if you're watching this.
You know? The dopest thing is for me, people can buy something, they could do this, but to get something like that, has to be like,
no, it's awesome.
I don't know if there's anything doper for me.
Yeah,
there might not be in hip hop.
For me,
there might for anybody. I don't.
That's the best, right? You know,
as someone that like writes or something, that's got to be.
That's the pinnacle.
It's like there's not much more than that.
So we like the bar.
I guess you could get Kanye or Dre.
So
Primo. If you're you know, Primo's it. Like Primo's it. Like and like he said, it's the Pete Rock. It's like Pete Rock should be the pinnacle of the shit, but it's not because Primo sampled the Pete Rock.
It sounds crazy.
It brings it like an up.
So I did a record with Pete Rock and Primo sampled it, but it's on a Logic song that has like 12 million.
You should
plays.
get that,
which is like another part of it that's like. It, like the hip hop factor makes it like but like it also makes it like oh shit like
and the crazy part is like what I would like is I don't know Logic. I wish his fans knew that was me because then they would dig into my catalog even if it was 10% of like his fans or something like that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, need to be
like
doing Facebook ads targeting.
Song, instead of a Logic song, that would have been like the only way that would have like popped even like better.
Yes.
You know
yeah. Like, I agree.
Have you ever thought about like you could take that part and like put a clip of you with it and be like like what you just told us.
Yeah, Hush would have been marketing that thing day in, day out.
Or have you ever rapped over that shit?
Oh, the actual beat vinyl. Oh, that's a good idea too.
You should rap. You should do some shit over that.
You know what?
And talk about it.
You know what I'm missing with a lot of this is like the social media aspect of it. As much as I sound old, but like I'm not. Aside from this, I don't. Like
no, we don't get it either.
The taping myself like 24/7. I don't know how to do that comfortably. You know what I mean? Like that's genuinely.
You gotta learn.
No, and everybody says that because we have the energy, we have the content, the music's getting better and better. Even if it was good years ago, you know.
Let's circle all the way back to the beginning of this interview when you were like, I learned how to do this. I learned how to do that because then they didn't have to do it for me.
Someone
Yeah.
just said,
You know what I'm saying?
Someone
And then-
just said, M. Dot a legend in the city.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Appreciate y'all.
so you got to learn how, because that's the way the time changed.
But you get what I'm saying, that it's
hard.
It's not natural. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's like with my art, like with art, like I can like now I produce, now I do all this stuff because it's just
But
me.
what we can do is we can cut this one piece of content, and only do it for 2 or 3 hours, and cut that into 1,000 pieces.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you don't have to have 24/7, but like something good like that, that's good shit, right?
Although
there.
the song, of course, I just meant me taping myself all the time. Like I don't post as much as I should, and I should.
No, but it's
crazy-
even awkward. Like when I was doing the video in here,
Yeah.
it's because Tash actually put a gun to my head before we did the
But you-
show.
but-
That
but you feel
But
me-
I hate posting something without first watching
check
it.
This is a step in
And
the
like
right
maybe
direction
Oh,
edit
right
it a
there.
little. I hate just
No.
throwing shit up.
But I know it. I just meant like I
It's just a
said,
story,
it's,
man.
It's just you're right. It's just
just a story.
That's it, man. It's just a story.
It's-
24 hours.
People know you're doing shit.
yeah, you're right.
And your fans want to see that, and they want
Yeah.
to buy your merchandise off that. They want to
Sure.
see you wearing your shit. It's a place you can showcase all your shit and sell your business.
Oh.
It's a platform to make money. It's a platform to talk directly back to your fans. Like,
I agree.
all this is right here, like, this is just a platform to
We're just
build other shit
conduits.
off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, it's especially someone that has your work ethic and shit. Like, basically, you're doing it hot. Like, you're the uncle that's like, I ain't gonna fucking use the internet. Fuck the internet.
No, I'm not
And
saying that at all.
no, but
I'm saying I'm not comfortable. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I'm
but,
not.
like-
I got to get into that comfortable zone where I can be like,
It's not the uncle. He's the grandpa.
No one cares. Like, the truth of the matter is, no one gives a
no,
fuck.
you're right about that. No, for me, like, so when
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
doing it,
Yeah.
I don't feel.
But
you
I'm
know?
saying, but like, I get, but I'm saying is no one cares. Like,
Yeah,
no one, like,
yeah.
yeah,
They want that. They want to see that side, especially since
But if you're backstage with Pete Rock and
Well,
you're
that was
filming him
before-
filming, no,
yeah.
I'm saying it does feel awkward. You feel
but
like a douchebag.
But Pete Rock's the one who did it.
No, I know.
So it's not
but
awkward.
he's Pete
like,
Rock, so he can do whatever he wants. Anytime.
You're Van fucking Styles.
I know, but you know, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. It does feel weird when you're like backstage filming
But
everything.
regardless,
even though do
I
do
gotta
that.
find a balance with that. So there's like ways.
You can hire Hush. Hush is a beast at this shit.
I mean,
Seriously.
just like you said, you was just at the studio. It's like you necessarily could.
So
just
that
set
when I
your
posted,
phone up,
I'm
you know what I
getting,
mean?
I still post. I post a lot. I'm on my phone too much, in fact.
But
Meaning,
you
like,
don't post as much as you should be for who you are. Because
Yes.
you used to be at undergroundhiphop.com like every other day.
Yeah.
With something to say.
Yeah. Like I
Like,
wanted to.
You're a busy man.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
should be the most viral.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Viral.
Do you know what I mean? Where it feels
Your
Yeah,
virality.
cheesy. Okay,
Yeah.
so here's a good example. Like I love the way, and I don't have like I love the way Czarface has done it, where they're like literally like behind. You know, Esso's great at posting now and then, great at that. But the way that they have like the comics, this is who they. You know, like they have a whole entire genre, like that MF Doom genre. That's their genre now.
I know. I don't
Literally.
know how they do it though.
No, but
like,
th- no,
with
but-
all the artwork and everything.
7L,
comics.
they're the best guys, by the way. 7L is like the nicest human in the world. Seamus is great, of course, too. I don't know Inspector Deck that much. Obviously, he's the amazing MC. I know he's a good guy. But like these guys,
He's something.
I watched them reflip their whole entire brand. And they now tapped into Comic-Con.
Oh, it's crazy.
But they are the epitome. So like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
MF Doom audience, I feel like that shifted to like what they're doing. Like maybe not to that level, but very
very
close.
close. Yeah.
So that to me, as in
They're an outlier though. They have something going on.
and the mystery thing is a big part of it.
Yeah.
No, the music's great. That's the number one part of it. But I'm saying the mystery thing for artists like MF Doom works so well. You know, I like to find that balance where I could just make art and I don't have to worry about doing, you know, like all the like
you could do
Instagram.
MF Dot.
I mean,
Metal Face
but
Dot.
You have been doing that already, though.
Yeah, you're right. With in person,
You know?
you're right. You're right.
So
That's a
you-
great
you
point.
just keep doing what you're doing.
That's a great point.
But if you wanna take it to the next level,
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to add another
'Cause
element to it.
that's the I feel like I want to be one more place up.
Do you know why though? Too,
You know?
because when you're in person, you can only reach X amount of people at once.
Yeah.
When you post it, you don't have to be in the place.
Endless.
You can a million people could see the same thing.
And it also messes with me that like that I also catch myself looking at that. Like, oh shit, this has like 800 likes and this has like 60 and I'm like, what the fuck did I do wrong here? Meaning, and I no,
It
but I'm
could be
saying
posted at a different time.
yeah, for sure. But I'm like, this is, let's just say like we talked about the Pete Rock song or the primo shit, like if I post that happened, which I did, it might not get attention at that right time, but this is the craziest thing ever.
But we do the same thing right now because we post videos that some of them get like 7 plays and some of them get 10,000 plays.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like,
no, but I'm saying it's a mind fuck in that way.
But you can't. You just got to keep.
I agree.
I agree. Because you know what happens is as people find them, they go back and like it's just a forever thing.
They go back to your whole entire.
So it's just like a whole thing. So like you never know when something from like sometimes a video that we posted like a month ago for some reason I'll check it as 1,000 views like a month later, but it had 0 views when we posted it. Like
that blows my mind too. Like because it's good content is never old. You know what I mean? So like we put out. Sorry to interrupt. We put out something like me and Shugg did a video, like we did a bunch of videos. Big Shugg and I did a video called Heavy, and we did in like I don't know 2010 maybe. When was the Boston Marathon bombing? Not to
great question.
No, but
where were you?
It was the day my sister got married.
Really? What year?
Nice. I have no idea.
You really don't know?
No, I have no idea.
No, well, it was that year because I remember like whatever we were shooting, and that had happened not too long after. That video I just reposted on Facebook or something like that. And this video we had, post it once in a while. I didn't probably post in a couple of years. And it's just a regular video, whatever. And it got shared.
Oh, you'll repost videos every couple of few years.
Yeah, even sooner. And that video
which I'd done at UGG.
Literally for me viral where it got like I think it was like 10,000 shares. You know what I'm saying? Where like on like whatever, I don't know how many shares it got, but 80,000 plays or something like that. And I'm like, so somebody had shared it, and then it just caught fire organically, and this is an old video to me. You know what I'm saying?
The more you put them out there, the more opportunity you have for that to happen.
I agree.
You get 2 or 3 of those, and next thing you know, people are buying T-shirts.
I mean, look at Millie's career.
You're selling fucking hundreds of T-shirts a day all over the fucking world. Those things add up.
Yeah, that's where we do well is the merch. But I agree, the vinyls. But you can always do better.
It's.
But
don't sleep too. Like those clips, if you keep doing that, you monetize those pages. Now you getting paid. Like all the songs you did in the past, you could get paid off them now in the future.
Oh, for sure, clips, for sure. Especially if you're good with your business. You know what I mean? Like we're good with like we do like records for like when I do non-sample stuff sometimes for movies and TV shows. So a lot of rappers forget like that's so vital, like to do non-sample stuff because then you can get it into.
So tell us about some of that.
Yeah.
So we just did something for BMF, 50 Cent's new show on Stars. So he's driving in the car. It's like maybe 9 seconds that they're playing our vocals. It's me and XL from the Creators.
Dope.
You know what I mean? Shouts to Desi Desmond.
I just got him a phone today.
Yeah, that's what's up.
He's the exhibit of Boston for some reason.
You're talking about working 2 jobs. Like I work at Verizon. Literally, that's who I got a phone for.
That's crazy.
I finished getting a phone for him and like ran out the door to come here and do this interview.
I can't believe you just.
I wish you told him you were coming to see me because I love that dude. We did a record with him and Grime. Talking about Grime, like however many years ago. And that was like one of the first big Boston records I did because it was with XL from the Creators. You know what I mean? And like I remember that record home. I remember that when I was a kid, and I thought that was the craziest shit I ever heard. With Big Shugg and Guru was on it. You know what I mean? Like, and it was Jason. I love Jason's another one who put me on. Jason, XL, 7L, Crumb Snatcher. I'm lucky because like that's what I wanted. I wanted the respect from those guys. That's what I wanted when I first started. I wanted because I heard Wolves from the Training Day soundtrack, and I thought this was crazy.
MOP featuring Crumb Snatcher.
Like fire, and I'm like, bro, like this is a dude from where I'm from. Like
that Wolves joint is like how like when they have the kids on the hook. Like that's like the most iconic one. I feel like that shit.
That is. Listen, Crumb told me that they took him to like the movie theater to watch that before they wrote the song. So like him and MOP, it was like
that's
a sponsor.
Dope. I love that.
So they watched the movie like a special screening with them, and then they went and recorded the song. Like I got chills.
Yeah, that's fire.
And Crumb was like, down, like he was like, oh, like I didn't have my voice that day. Like he was just like downplaying it, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, bro, you killed it. Like it's crazy. Like like he. Man,
that's legendary to have been on that track.
But so when I first started here in the city, because I was doing college shows when I was in college, when I came back around, I wanted to get like respect from Crumb Snatcher, like without monetary, gain, like give,
That's
like,
always been big. Even when we interviewed you at UGG like 10 years ago, I remember you talking about how you
wanted to earn it.
Yeah, like you don't want to pay to.
Yeah.
Be on projects or to have people on projects.
Well, like it's at the time, it was like I want them to want to work with me.
Right, right.
Now it's
But I remember that being important.
Yeah, that was important to me back then. Now it's like whatever. Like if I need like I don't really, I have 4 kids. I don't really invest it much into myself other than like the time, which is more valuable than anything. But if I get compensated for stuff, so why shouldn't other people? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get it. But when I was coming up, I wanted someone to want to work with me off of who I am and the music. That was the biggest thing.
And we just had Big Shugg sitting where you're sitting. How did you start working with him? Because like you said, you have multiple music videos with you and Shugg.
Yeah,
so you have how many songs at this point?
We have 17 songs. We have another
Damn.
like. I don't know how many are released, like probably like 10 or 8 or 9 are released. We have a whole album that's coming out. I don't know if
I didn't know a whole album's coming out.
Yeah, he has an whole album with Primo. I don't know if you mentioned that. I don't know if I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
When I say he was sitting where you are, it wasn't just like yesterday. This is a little while back.
Yeah.
So it might have been before all this.
So he, it's not blowing it. He's been posting about it now, but his. Yeah, me and him have an album, and you can imagine who's producing on it. So yeah. I'm not gonna say anything yet.
We don't know what it's called yet.
The album which me and Shugg
Yeah.
no, we don't have a title. It's still not done. We got like a couple more songs I think we should do, and then
That's huge.
Yeah, that's a good look. I'm excited to tell you all the projects I got coming. Like people pump up. No, this is like the best stuff I've ever done, ever. Like,
tell us.
Yeah. So me and Confidence is like one of my favorite producers ever. Do you know Confidence? Yeah. Confidence and Rashad. Yeah, that classic album.
Yeah,
it was like an all-time.
We sold a lot of that at UGG.
That was an all-time classic. He had the album with Ed OG and G Dot and Barn years ago. He's like, Primo talks about him as like one of those ones that like is that level of producer. And he's the nicest person. He's from Philly, but he lives in Worcester. I think he's from Philly. I knew him when he was in Massachusetts, or I know him when he's in Massachusetts. We have an album. Me and Shugg have an album.
What's the one with Confidence called?
No title yet.
No title yet, okay.
It's just, I just was recording it today in Pawtucket.
Okay.
But I have like 9 songs done, and we have one more. We're going to do like 10 songs. That's it. So the best advice I have is with a record, with a vinyl, which was what we sell and do well with, is have it under 42 minutes so that it can fit on both records. With having it still be real songs, but 5 songs per side, something like that. 4 songs, 5 songs per side, because like that's the max. 21 and a half per side for it to fit on a record.
Before you have to do a double LP
in that, and you know how expensive that is.
Well, that's it. People want to pay single LP price no matter what.
So I'm big on like, we took back the music, and we've been doing this for a while, where it's like I think Spotify is the devil, and I'll say that here. Like, it's good for promotion, sure, but it's the actual devil.
Yeah.
Like they're stealing from artists. The big artists are the only ones who make money. I make money on Spotify, but it's bullshit. It's pennies on pennies on pennies that you're making, even when you have songs with hundreds of thousands of plays.
Oh, it's crazy.
Because
are you a Luigi fan?
What do you mean?
The CEO shooter.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Okay, all right.
He's a dude who shot the healthcare work.
Oh, really? Oh, man. No. Jeez.
No, because a lot of people are like championing him as like finally
no
taking it back from the rich.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, a Luigi fan. He didn't even know what I was
rich
saying.
himself. He's rich himself. He's like a millionaire.
But the Spotify
Ultimate
thing,
sacrifice.
You don't physically own the product.
Yeah.
When people buy a record, shout out to my man Knuckles, that when you physically, looking at his vinyl, when you physically own the record, or you open up a CD, I don't do CDs because not only is it antiquated, but they scratch. They don't last, in my opinion. A record, you're never going to throw that out. You'll end up in somebody's yard sale or whatever, but records are timeless. You can look at the credits. You can feel it. You can hold it. It's art. But if we sell 300 records at, $40 a pop, that's $12,000. You know what I mean? Especially if someone puts up for 1,000, whatever it is, however many records. But that's physically owning the product. The Spotify, where does that go? Where is that? If they pull that all down, where does all that music go? You know what I mean?
So what did you think when they took down LimeWire, though? Because we just had DJ Deadeye in here, and he was like, that was integral to the culture, but that was just free.
I mean, he's more of a DJ, so he was down. He's a DJ,
you're right. So that's totally different for him. So this is an interesting question.
One of those kind of wild, LimeWire just came back. They have like some crypto shit, and one of those websites that I send files to, it literally just said like hosted by LimeWire, and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh shit! LimeWire's coming back.
LimeWire's making a comeback.
Napster. I love that movie, the Facebook movie.
Yeah,
Even though
yeah,
I never had a personal Facebook. I got a music page, so that's another plus. I don't see all the bullshit down my timeline. So my music page, real talk, my music page, Rev set it up where I have it where I can just sign in. It's just like an account to sign in, and I can't click to other people's pages.
Oh,
it's
nice.
like heaven, bro. Because I heard it's horror, like with the whining and the complaining and the bitching and the backstab. And I see it, and I'm on Instagram, and I see it, and you can't even do posts without just on pictures. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, just the entitlement and everyone's a superstar. So I just post the music on there, and I'm out, which is heaven.
Do you have an Instagram?
I do have an Instagram, but what was I saying about Facebook? Whatever.
No, but do you go on Instagram?
Oh, the Don't Movie, the Facebook movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's called, what is it called? Social Network.
Didn't that have Justin Timberlake playing the...
That's why I thought of it.
Yeah.
And I love David Finch is like my favorite director. You know David Fincher?
Yeah.
You've seen his shit, like Fight Club 7.
Oh, yeah.
Benjamin Button. We just watched, I love the movie Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's incredible, but he did Social Network.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So if someone has never heard of M. Dot, what's the M. Dot song you want them to listen to first?
Listen to Done with Apollo Brown. That's like I like the sonics. I like my vocals. I fit well on his beat, and the topic is everything that rap is now. Like you need all the bullshit, all the facades. Just like like put good music in the forefront, and that's a catchy one too. So I like the one. Yeah,
he just left Mellow Music Group after being on that for like
no way. I
decades.
thought he was like the one who ran it. I didn't know.
Right, which is why it's like if Sage Francis left Strange Famous. It's kind of bizarre in that sense, but he did like this past week. Like days
really?
ago. He put up the things on Instagram and everything about how he was parting ways.
We did a couple records, Apollo and I. We did one with me and Big Shugg. That was gonna be for me and Big Shugg's album, but it just took a while, so I used it on my project. But Shugg works super quick. I just meant we're waiting on like one or two more beats, and that's it. But yeah, he did the record with me and Shugg on one of my albums, Days Agreed. But yo, his Apollo shit is so dope.
Yeah, definitely.
Everything, the sounds, his sonics are crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I like his stuff. But check out that song, Done. I don't know. Check out the one I did with Erick Sermon. It's a basketball story. How I met EMS. How I started playing ball. Went to college. Got a scholarship, and started really taking rap
got a basketball
serious.
scholarship?
How do you meet fucking Erick Sermon?
So Erick Sermon, I didn't personally meet. Benefit got me that beat. That my boy. Shout out to my boy Benefit. Benefit does a lot for me. That's my dude from EMS.
He was in there shouting you out at first when we first went live.
Nah, Benefit was?
Yeah.
So Benefit is a real street dude that did a lot of time. He got out and he joined EMS. He's been our friend forever. But he has done a lot for me behind the scenes, just as my homie, like my brother. But I had a record, speaking of Sean Price, from a dude from Poland gave me a record with Sean Price and Rockness. And this is before Sean Price had passed, but I never had done anything with it. And then he passed, and I was like it was a producer who wanted to pay me for a feature. He obviously compensated them, and I passed on it. I'm like, I don't want to put it out after death, you know what I mean? But I gave it to Benefit, and Benefit went and cleared it with Bernadette and stuff like that. So they're gonna put that out, which that's really dope because it's a new Sean Price record.
Yeah.
But I didn't know Sean Price like that, so I didn't want to you know what I mean?
Sure, but it is coming out.
It is coming out with Benefit, and I think, I don't know, Rockness is obviously, because he's on it, he's gonna be in the video.
Oh, so it's coming out on Benefit's album.
Benefit, when Benefit puts out this project, for sure.
Gotcha.
So Benefit was like, oh, I got you. He gave.
But you're gonna benefit.
Yeah, he gave me the Erick Sermon beat. He went and got me the Erick Sermon beat.
Yeah,
so
dope,
he had a relationship with them. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. He knew. I think Rockwilder and Erick Sermon share the same studio.
Oh, really?
Don't quote me. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because you know what I'm saying.
So you work with some of the greatest producers in hip hop.
For me, it's like my heroes. Dr. Dre would be but I just don't even know how that's even attainable. He's what's the dude? Bill Gates type famous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever had a fan out moment?
That I meeting somebody?
Yeah.
I met Vinny Pazienza, not Vinny Paz the rapper. I met Vinny Paz a bunch of times. I like Vinny Paz too, but the boxer, I was a huge fan of the boxer. Do you remember the boxer, Vinny?
No, I don't.
That's where he got his name from.
Yeah.
You don't? Yo, shit, man. This dude is a killer, dog. When you see people bump, actually fighting, not he used to drink espressos before he fought.
For
Oh yeah.
He got into an act. There's a movie on
It's
him.
like me interviewing the Red Bull.
Yeah. I can't, man. My heart will explode. How hyper I am normally.
This
is me.
No sugar.
This
though.
is me. Chill. I'm laughing.
I can't fucking. That's just poison.
But because
I had
it is
today.
sugar free, I tell myself it's not as bad, even if the taurine is still the taurine.
Yeah, I mean, me and Primo, I was on Primo's radio show. He brought me up there at Shade 45. That's crazy, man. How many people, they don't have the show no more. And like, so I was in New York and I did the Eclipse show. This is years ago. And I did the Tony Touch show. He's the nicest human ever.
Oh yeah, I've never met him.
And I left and Ron Mills, who runs Sirius XM, was like, yo, I was like, 3/4 of the way home. I had like an hour left. It's like 4 hours. And he's like, yo, Primo said, he'll have you on his show tomorrow. Get back here.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not kidding. Like I was still on the phone and I was turning around on the exit. So, and yo, I mean, like I can't even, and like that's the Shade 45 thing is like you're seeing Howard Stern's, his room is like locked, but Howard Stern's room, he has like a whole floor. You know what I mean? Like it's some serious heavy hitters in that building, dog. Yeah. But I always thought that was dope that they showed me love and they're just they're not Boston dudes. They don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like there was no.
Wait, so you in that moment you take the U-turn. Now you still have till tomorrow. Were you just like getting ready for this? Big fight night coming up?
Yeah, I was geeking because I wanted to get like a verse, but then like he's like, oh, his show, they don't do the verses on the show. It's just shooting the shit, talking. So I'm like, all right, because I wanted to get like something. That's the story I got for you. I was at hip hop. What's that thing called? He used to have Halftime Radio. Clips had a show in New York, Halftime Radio on the college, where he'd have everyone come up there and cypher. And I was on the last one. I think it was the last one they ever had. And I came to New York to do the show. I was the only dude from Boston that came, 100%. Like anybody else that was from Mass, anybody else that was living in New York, they didn't make it. They weren't there. So I was listening to it on the radio while we were in the cab. Because like 88.9 would be on the radio. It's the same thing. It was a college radio, NYU radio.
Yeah.
So I get there, and while I'm listening, it's like Master Ace, you know what I'm saying, whatever. They pull out the beat machine. It's Evil D, Marco Polo, Large Professor, blah blah blah. They take turns playing beats.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well, yeah, like crazy, and they're lined up to get in and rap. So like each person plugs in their shit, plays the beat, or like plays the beat they have, and the next person ciphers. You know what I mean? And everyone, these are like legends. Craig G, Vinny Paz, OC, Immortal Technique. Mercules was there before he was Mercules. He didn't even rap. He rapped, but he didn't rap on the mic. Apathy. What I say, OC. Like I said, Master Ace, endless. I could go on for another hour. Uh-huh. Everyone, wow. Pun Sun was there before Chris. Yup. So. Everyone's like, not everyone, but like,
because this is the final show.
Okay. That's the reason, because they would have like people up every year. I'm trying to think of something to be equivalent of like Yo MTV Raps. That's what I was at, dog.
Yeah.
So we're all in line, and like real talk, like I'm like, shit, I might not even get on. I don't know how I ended up like sneaking my way closer to the front because it was running out. The time was running out. Cats were chilling, drinking, talking. Like I ended up like just getting right towards the front. Craig G's on the mic. Craig G gets out. There was another dude before Craig G that you would know for sure. He was an underground UGH staple, but he's not like, he was from Raucous.
Okay.
It's gonna drive me crazy, but whatever. He wasn't like famous, but he was one of those Raucous dudes. But Craig G goes on, I jump in, and Large Pro plugs in, and like Marco Polo or whatever plugs out. Large Pro plugs in, and yo, I'm in line, and at the time, like I'm, before the show, I'm not drinking. I'm just like laser focused, like say the best verses you've ever in your head that you know. So I get on and I start going ballistic, like all the fast like shit, like because Pun's like my hero, so I started doing that type of shit just to flex, because that's just a flex.
Yeah.
Steadily, readily, better be ready. Like all this, like not that, but just doing stuff to like. They're going, I swear to God, they're going wild outside in the thing. Because everyone's like, some dudes were just drunk actually freestyling. So some of it's not that good. You know what I mean? And so, you know what I mean? So it's like, this is like, I'm coming in with like I'm guns loaded. Like I'm like giving everything I ever have, my best that I've ever done. You know what I mean? I come out, Chris Rivers is jumping on me. I swear to God, on my mother's life. What's the dude? C. Ray's Walls is like, yo, he grabs me. He's like, you got to give him that beat to Large Pro. Pro's very quiet. He's just like, like, it's like this. He's like, yeah. So I'm leaving. I dad pro him like, yo, I'm gonna hit you up. You know what I'm saying? So I started hitting him up. I hit him up for like a year.
Okay.
All of a sudden, I swear to God on my kids, he finally hits me up and calls me back. He's like, yo, I just made you a beat pack. I'm gonna send that over on my nothing. No money talk, nothing. I swear to God on my life. You know what I mean?
Wait, okay. I need to know how this process works. So do you have like a schedule? Do you like put it on your calendar
to like harass him?
Yeah. No, for real.
Yeah, like so then to make it even crazier, he went on like another show. It wasn't, I don't know if it was Eclipse, it was another serious show or something like that, where they were like, what are you working on? He's like, he's naming, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna make something for M-Dot. I'm like, and they probably didn't even know what he was talking about, like, and brother, Large Professor, like, yo, one third of Illmatic he produced, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people consider the Bible, like he's, you want to talk about the
he
best.
put Nas on. I mean, Halftime was like the first of
and
Nas.
he was like, what was he when he did Illmatic, like 20? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, right? Like he was super young. So Lodge Pro sent that to me. So I still have 2 other pro beats. You know
That's
what I mean?
awesome.
That's fine.
Where did the other beat? What did you do? With
The other,
you put them out on projects?
The other beats, I got to talk to him and be like, yo, can I use these? Because that was a good look that he did for me. You know what I'm saying? He, you know what I mean? Like, he deserves something. Like, I can't just put these records out. I want to talk to him and be like, yo, can I? We were going to do it as an EP. The other 2, to be real with you, the other ones I just didn't vibe with as much. And the other one I loved, and we put that one out. You know what I'm saying? Like when you hear a beat pack and you're like, I know, God bless you, it could be anybody. And if it's a legend, you want to rock with it. And I normally would. I've rocked. God bless you. It wasn't like throwaways. It's just I wasn't in that mental space. The song I did with him was about a lot of pain. A chick who I'd broken up with, a friend that I had lost. It was about that type of stuff. So the other records weren't that direction. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So Pete Rock, some of the beats he sent me that I didn't use, I got one that went on Sky Zoo's album. It's the Pennies joint.
Oh shit!
Because the sample is the reason I didn't use it is because the sample Gangsta. It's the sample that Primo used on one of the Gangsta albums. It just was like I don't know. Yeah. Nothing wrong with the same sample.
You could put like a mixtape together of like all your shit with like the most famous producers.
I should do that. Like a couple.
Right,
of my records.
like Term has Cameo Kings, at least 2 of those.
Well, and I also thought it was dope that I didn't want to have like a ton of features. I wanted to have like a ton of production. When I used to do shit, I like features like when I started out to get like some credibility. But then when I got more invested in music, I was like, I want the producers when people check the credits. Now it's like, I don't even know if people care. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, real talk, like, meaning like, well, you guys do, hip-hop heads do,
hip-hop does.
Rappers do, but like, you know what I'm trying to say? Checking the linear notes. And
dude,
seeing,
we just had a whole conversation with Hush about making beats on AI.
Yo, I don't even want to hear about it. Oh my God. We were just talking about before with the bullshit buying verses that, the verses that they just fucking sell verse packs.
When you were talking, the difference is there's no soul in it, because like when you had to like pick 4 tracks and tape that thing up and make the music and go in the studio and pay the money and like write the verse, because like you had to memorize the verse, because if you didn't, it cost you more money, and like all this other shit. You had studio musicians, shit, like all these things that happen that don't happen now because people just press a fucking button.
You can do it all right here.
There's no soul to it.
There's no soul to it. That's so true.
But I was in the restroom and I couldn't hear over my own pee. But how does the beat pack shit work? Is this when I get like something in my DMs from like Jadakiss or The Game, and it's like, what do I want to put you on?
I don't know.
You're talking about the feature packs, like
the feature packs.
The beat packs, that wasn't too bad. Like you get releases, but now they're taking verses, like buying a verse from a legend, and then the legend is like licensing it out. So like as many rappers who buy the pack, it could be like hundreds of rappers
have 100 the same verse. It don't even process in my brain.
No, it's just corny. Like,
so it's like this is what I'm saying that I don't even want to.
Like essentially we all could put out a song that has Eminem on it with the same Eminem.
Correct.
For 30
That's
bucks.
Correct.
Insane.
It's like 30
That's
bucks.
disgusting.
And
but this is ruining whatever.
That's awful.
Hey, that is
awful.
I just look at it like
the one thing too, the way they try to sell it is that like you can put it up on streaming services. So like beginner rappers who are like not hip hop, they're just like, yo, I could lie to my friend and be like, I got a song with Snoop Dogg. Like,
well, that's what everyone does with it, and there should be a place that you could find these things, because there are probably some hilarious ones that are like so bad they're like good.
Right.
There should be like a cap on like the person's level. Like it can't be like
or like you have to upload it. Like
it can't be like a remedial person, like not even rhyming. Like that don't even make sense.
It is that though.
And it's all that. Like 9, because people that can actually rap aren't gonna buy that.
So they can buy verses.
I don't. It's just
they could sell their verse. Anyone can use it for anything, right? Anyone
they
can
do cap it at like probably a couple hundred or something.
A couple hundred.
But they're like
have the same verse.
No, it's like $60 for like a bunch of verses.
Yeah, and you get like it's like ill people and shit, but that's how they get people. But it's like that's killing the game because it's just like fake credibility.
The Eminem one was like the Hellbound verse.
Yeah, but that's
what?
That's the only.
Wait, so I could go get a hell.
But you could just download the acapella of YouTube.
No, I know.
To me, that's
so the only difference is you don't get copyright strikes against you, or you can show that you paid for it.
You can make money off.
So the good thing is that like opposed from that, that we were talking about is so like me and Grand Puba did a record, which is crazy because Grand Puba doesn't do features, and we did the record. Spotify wouldn't put it up, and I text Puba to try to like because they need a message from him saying this is really me, this is really the song. That's what he's talking about. Our whole thing got held up, and he was sending it in, but it's because he wasn't DMing their Twitter. He's like, I don't use Twitter. I'm writing them on Instagram.
Yeah,
that's how
it works.
That's how the stream. But that does make sense because it's like them stopping a person from just using a feature from somebody using their name.
It's crazy though. Like the verification process is like Twitter.
Tweet me.
yeah. Yo, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Know, that's like wild. That like that's
so
verification.
I had to take a snapshot of the. I gotta show you the clip, the picture. But there's the evil part of the streaming. The good part that they're not allowing someone just to use a random person's feature, but like. He wrote you on Instagram, and that doesn't suffice, but it works on Twitter.
Seems very.
Oh, he emailed them. He emailed them too. So we emailed them, and it's like because it was like an automated service. I'm like, yo, this is the email. I sent a picture to the Twitter.
So did the Grand Puba track with you come out?
Yes, that's on Days Agreed, the vinyl that we put out in March, and so that story. Mighty VIC, who produced Boomerang for Pun, that's my boy. That's my brother. He's from the original Beatnuts. Mighty VIC was on the original Beatnuts album. He's still boys with them. They're friends, but he was the third one on that. If you look the record, like it's Mighty VIC right on the back. He did the song on DJ Clue's album with Big Noid and Prodigy. DJ Clue, the professional back in the day. Yeah. He produced Remember Pun, Brave in the Heart, Remember Pun, whatever, after he died on Endangered Species.
Yeah.
That song that he did with Pun was driving, heard the beat when he was going to his crib, wrote it, went to his crib, recorded it, and it was supposed to be on Vic's album.
Yeah.
And basically,
ended up on a Big Pun posthumous
Fat Joe hit him up and wanted it, you know what I mean? So then he put everyone else on it. I don't know if I'm holding you up. Yeah.
No, I was actually looking and seeing what the time was. Gosh, where are we?
We're at like 1:11.
Yeah. It's but Mighty Vic, so you want to go crazy? That song that we did with Grand Puba originally was a song with me and Alchemist. Benefit got the record for me. Like an Alchemist, we couldn't clear it because he wanted to clear the sample.
It's another like one of hip hop's
crazy. This would have been
so Alchemist sampled something. He didn't want to clear it.
It was an old Alchemist beat, so we couldn't use it because it had samples back then. I don't know if he doesn't sample now, which I'm sure he probably doesn't as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the Grand Puba song was I recorded my part with Benefit. And I sent it, the acapella, to Mighty Vic, and he put the beat together, and then he asked Puba to jump on it. So him and Puba are friends, so he put Puba on the record.
Yeah.
So then me and Puba we shot a video for it where he just recorded his pod and I recorded my pod on green screen, and then we were inside of NBA Jam. I don't know if you've seen that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I think I did see that.
So we're rapping, and then he freezes when his turn is done, and I come back in, you know. But that's how that came.
So
that's crazy.
You and Grand Puba are in NBA Jam together?
In a fictional version, you know.
But that's like wild. Like when you're thinking about like when you're a kid playing basketball.
Yeah.
Like that's what it always comes back to me because like you're at the age like
slow down.
Well,
you know?
Yeah, 2000 was the shit. That album was the shit to me. So it's like,
you realize that Puba, my boy pointed this out to me for like 9 months. Sorry to interrupt you. Was like he was in '92 for 9 months or 10 months. He was the number one biggest rapper in New York for like 10 months or so. Like Puba was like the guy. I'm saying before Jay-Z, before Biggie.
Because that 2000 album was the shit.
Yeah, his solo. I'm talking about when he was in. Obviously, he's been in Brand Nubian, but like his style, no one had that style like that back then. Was like doing that little singy stuff and like his flavor on the records, you know. So I'm saying like because you're a hip hop head, I know it. And if you're 44, you remember like '92, right? He was the guy.
No, I'm saying the song the
oh
album
yeah.
I'm talking about the album 2000.
Yeah, his
I Like It on it. Backstabbers was on it. Like
yes,
that was a good album.
And you say New York City.
Yeah.
Yes, dog.
Yeah. He had like it was like a Lamborghini in the front of it or something.
But like people, he like we could go on and on about the '90s, how cats were like their own person. There was only one Busta Rhymes. There was only one.
I always thought Brand Nubian was the best. Always, anyways. Like out of Brand Nubian, like
Puba.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
no disrespect, but it wasn't even close.
Yeah, it wasn't,
in my opinion.
In my opinion, either.
And the other dude, man, why is he always in controversy? Not Sadat. What's the other dude's name?
Lord Jamar.
He hates Eminem, right?
He hates everybody. The dude hates everybody.
I mean, when you go at the greatest rapper of all time.
Well, you had a guy here who went at the greatest rapper of all time.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, and he wanted to talk about it for an hour.
He did want to talk
I like
about
that
it.
interview. I told you guys before, genuinely.
Yeah, no, I like that you watched the whole thing.
Did you watch the Boston part of it too? Because
I watched the whole thing. I'm sure because it was captivating, dog. I like the DMX part where he's talking about.
Dude, that's wild, right? Yeah.
I watched it all, bro.
Yeah, we gotta.
I was
about that.
I don't even remember the DMX part.
When DMX flew him out, and then like he
goes, I did a song.
Yeah.
He did the song, not dissing him, but talking about it in the song, but never talked about it to him.
Yeah.
That's still, and I could see DMX doing that.
Shit.
I don't know. I could just, yo, what up, dog? Yo, and then like just hanging out. Yo, smoke. And then, have you seen the new Joe Rogan with Scott Storches on it? Have you heard that?
I've seen the.
You heard that or whatever? And he goes, DMX is in my crib.
Yeah.
And Pamela Anderson comes to the door. She rings the bell. It's like 10 in the morning after the day of the party. He opens the door. DMX comes over the rail. He goes, Baywatch, and walks out and goes back to his room, bro.
DMX.
I didn't deliver it as good as Scott Storch because that shit was, I was dying, dog.
I seen that shit. That shit was.
That
shit's good.
Baywatch, and then went back to his room.
Yeah, man, fucking.
I gotta ask though, do you listen to any of this? These rappers who are popular with the youngins.
So you know who I liked? Actually, it's after he passed away, sadly, because that's how it usually goes.
Extension.
How'd you know I was gonna say that?
I just could feel it in my blood.
But he doesn't have any of the style of music that I do, or you know what I mean. It's just like I was like, whoa, this kid's super talented, and he was 20 years old, dog. And the whole entire industry blackballed him because of the incident he had with the girl, which is horrible.
Oh, yeah,
he beat the shit out of the girl. It's horrible, but like they literally blackballed him, and he was still.
He had the beef with. He blew up off beef with Drake. Like, you guys know how he blew up?
No, was that really how he blew up though? He blew up on that other song though. What's the song?
Well,
called?
he blew up when he was in jail. He had the song "Can't Keep My Dick in My Pants." And
what's the name of that?
And then Drake stole that
flow.
Stole the whole flow.
What's the name of that? What's the name of that record?
Your reaction.
Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah,
bitch, look at me. Yeah, I have no Uzi.
You know what also blew him up though is when he was in jail. There was only one picture of him, so he blew up, and there was like this mugshot.
It was scary,
and everyone's like, "Who the fuck is this dude?" Like, so it was like 2 months of marinating. Like,
but yo, he was the biggest. I'm talking about Tupac level with these kids, right?
Yeah,
you see, like I'm talking like.
He's the one who blew up No Jumper. Adam 22.
Correct.
Big and
correct. You know he's from Massachusetts, right? Or New England?
No.
Adam 22.
Adam 22.
Oh, Adam 22.
Yeah.
Really?
XXX. He breaks records like some of the most
ever
billions of plays.
Yo, so he was number one before he died, bro. So then, the thing that blew my mind is that like the week that he died, he came out with the video of him going to see himself at the funeral. Yeah. And it's his best song too. I don't know, whatever shit like that.
Tupac had just come out with that before he died too.
Shit like that hits me.
Yeah,
like Biggie
that was exactly it. The Tupac I Am Manager video.
Yes. And then what about the one with Scarface? Smile, bro.
Yeah.
Like that was like.
I guess if all you talk about is death, though, like
I guess that's
you're bound to be right.
But this kid XXX, I don't know. I was just blown away, and I also love that he was on the cover of XXL, and they did the interview with him, and he's like I won't fucking be associated. Like pretty much like I don't want to be associated with any of this shit. I'm way more than just a rapper, dog. And I was just like, whoa, like at that age, I would have been like gassed to be on there. Like I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like. He's just like that. This ain't
different
just
type
me.
of energy then.
But you feel me? Like I'd be.
Well, XXL was also like different by the time those kids got to it. Like
that's true.
The internet, so it's
that's actually
you know
true.
What I'm saying? So it's like it's not like the magazine comes out once every month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a big fucking deal. But it doesn't happen now. It's like every day there's new shit.
I miss
the old
You got it down,
days.
brother.
You know what I mean? So it's like you had to like wait for it, and like that was the plug. You know what I mean? Like
I missed that.
Do you remember XXL when they had like the freshman classes and stuff, and one of them was like Joel Ortiz, Saigon.
When it was like actually good.
Like I'm talking about like 15 of those guys.
Yeah, like dope rap. It was actually.
And Wiz Khalifa was on there. Even if you don't love his shit, he's better than all this other shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
Which is crazy now when you think about that, like,
because that used to be like
even like most like basic West Coast like rappers that just straight like rhyme the last word of the bar, like even they are better now than like whatever the fuck this shit is.
You got it.
Like, it's like they're better.
Well, someone said it. So my homie Nasty.
Like Warren G would fucking tear these motherfuckers up.
Yes, and Warren G wasn't a lyricist. You know, he's a producer.
No.
Yo, Nasty, my homie Nasty. You know Nasty?
Yeah.
He's the engineer.
He's supposed to come on here.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
He did the Terminology album, Time is Money, right?
But like, so now he's always produced, but now he finally gets to, like where he's getting his production out there. But he was the engineer for Big Pun on a bunch of tracks. He engineered Quiet Storm for Mobb Deep. So he did all that. So if you listen to the real record, like the original record didn't have any of that shit, the storm and all that shit. He did all of that. When I first heard that, the Sonics, I was like, this is insane.
Yeah, that's one of the craziest.
He used to live in Vermont, but then he moved to Brooklyn. He started engineering for Joey Badass. He was the head dude engineering for him, but now he's back in Vermont. But he said to me that these guys now go in the booth, the newer guys, a lot of them, and they do an ad lib, right? Like you see some of the stuff, Hush, like with these, right? Is that what they do? They do an ad lib, and then keep that part, and they come back out. Yeah.
The thing is, it's not. There is like whack motherfuckers who do that, but like people who are good that do that, like Lil Wayne and Tory Lanez.
Sure, that do bars.
Yeah, like that. I do that shit half and half. Like some songs like that.
I'm talking about actual ad libs, like like, and it's like that. Okay, hold on, keep that. And it works for that genre of music where that goes on the chorus where it's dance or like like move, jump or whatever. I don't know what the.
Well, how did they used to do the ad libs?
No, that's their verse. The ad libs are the verse.
He's saying he make the whole song is like a big hook.
Not verses. I'm saying like I punch most of my stuff now because my voice, just with this water, even shows you I want to like have my voice clear. You know what I'm saying? So I punch a lot of my parts now. Like, but no, it shows it's easy because it's in the moment. It's live. It's different.
I look at it like this. Like back in the day, like when you was talking about when everyone had the ADATs and shit, it was like people prided themselves on like one take shit. But Cannabis had a line. He's like, you record it once and it's there forever. So I feel like. If you're gonna record it, don't like trick like, I have to do this in one take. Like in the recording process, make it the best.
I can't stress that enough.
It's like both. You don't have to do every like 2 bars, but you can do like you don't have to also do all 16. Like
for what? To like
you don't have to. I mean, sometimes all 16 does if you got it all down like
if you know it, if you can dance with it and shit, you know.
But that's also I find that like. It always is the best, and my best performances were always when I knew the record. All
when you know,
through.
Sure.
Because then after I know it, now I can emote it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
now, see, that's good for me because I don't. A lot of the stuff it's tough for me to memorize because I got like 500-600 more songs now, and it's like, most of it now I only do songs that I write right on the spot. I have to do them right then. I can't just sit on them.
There you go, right there too. Though we were talking about before that you can't like put out the like amount of like. Social content, right?
Yeah.
But think about when you started, if you did this many records at the same time, how many records that would have been? Because like back then you only did one record, then you do like one record.
Yeah,
like, I mean, I'm doing like 4 records at once.
Like, Now we're recording more for sure.
Because you got to keep up with.
Yeah, and I'm not even putting out because I'm behind on that where I'm like I want to have an actual classic album. You know what I'm saying? Even if that's antiquated. Yeah. Like that Ivory the Rugged Man does that where it's like he doesn't put out albums all the time anymore, but when he puts it out
he almost takes it a little too far.
Sure, he goes farther, but I'm using an example.
But you have so much music now.
Yeah.
That if you had like a social media manager who had access to it all, you could be putting out like one new song a day. Go for like 2 years before you get back to the first song. And you get to every day have a verse. And
I've stacked. I swear, I stacked my best music I've ever stacked because I'm like, yo, if I have people that tuned into me, like for the first time, I want this to be my best song. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or if I have any buzz or name in Europe or wherever, or like I need this to be. Who knows who hears it? Who knows if Primo hears it and samples it? That's the truth, honest to God.
What's the most like? Are you stacking stuff right now to make that classic album?
So we have the album with Confidence, the album with Big Shugg, and then I have my solo album, which has like a ton. I mean, the Confidence one's a solo album too, but like Method Man's on that. But that's a song that we did originally in 2015, where it was 2 verses. I've never talked about this. So my homie from MySpace era, like he was a producer. Like hit me up and I met him and he wanted to do a song and we did the record and he was like blown away all the effort I put into the song, to promotion, to everything. He thought I was something back then for MySpace days, you know what I'm saying? So, because we have buzz on there, which means shit now. And he appreciated that, because when I came to Cali, I showed him love because I was out there for a show. I did a video. I met him. I got him in the video. He's like, I'll never forget this. Then he ended up doing music licensing, where he started doing stuff for TV shows and movies. So he like was behind the scenes growing, you know what I mean? Like, where like other people didn't probably treat him as good when he first started. I don't know. They didn't look out for him like that. And he did a movie that Method Man was in, where he did a song for it, and the song with Method Man they didn't use, so he sent it to me like, yo, you want to jump on this? I'm like, come on. So I actually was dealing with that breakup that I was telling you about, and I slept on it for like a couple months, and he replaced me at first, and he sent it to me like, yo, my bad, blah blah. That same day I did my verse. It's the best verse I've ever done to this day, because it's a song with Method Man. I can't perform it. It's like no breath. You know what I mean? Like there's spots I could probably perform it, but it's just a complete flex the whole way.
Let's see how many you can get through right now. Go.
I can't get through any. It's how to acknowledge my daughter caught up. Whatever. I can't do it. Yeah. So see, there you go. You know.
Wait. So then he put you. So he would have been replaced. So now you're.
So he heard mine and he put me right back on it.
Oh, okay.
So I actually replaced.
You got it.
You know.
That's a flex right there.
And then we put out the record, and it was 2 verses, and I was like, yo, leave that verse off. We'll use that for a later song. So we're putting that on another song. You know what I'm saying? Like same song, but like version 2 or something like that. You know. Like why waste 2 verses? You know what I'm saying? It could be 2.
This
songs.
Wasn't from a beat pack though, or a feature pack.
This is before beat packs. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because we just had Deadeye here who was talking about his Method Man verse on that Drug Plot song he just dropped, was from 2015 also.
Yeah, that's so there you go, because he's been friends with them forever, like Redman especially. Like, so
yeah, I don't remember the circumstances, but he's been sitting.
No, I meant like he's like.
Oh yeah, they have the connection. Yeah, he has 6 mixtapes with Redman.
Yeah, so he
hosted.
Redman's the coolest dude ever. I've never met him. I'm just saying, like, that dude I want to hang out with.
Yeah, he just seems like he would be a cool. Did you listen to Muddy Waters too?
I haven't heard it fully. I heard a couple songs.
Okay, what did you think of the Dr. Dre Snoop album? I know I just skipped right over that last part because I want to know what this.
I was uninspired by some of it that I've heard, you know, and I was very shocked because I love everything Dr. Dre does.
Who do you think wrote that first song on it? That first.
It should not have been the first song.
There's like
for
200 names in there, but Snoop's like rapping like way better than Snoop could ever rap. So I don't know who wrote that, but it definitely wasn't Snoop. I don't think
obviously
it wasn't DMC.
The beats weren't like Chronic 2001 is the best Sonics ever of all times rap. Period. Like I don't care like the Sonics. I'm talking about the
crazy
size
that
of the music.
huge.
Have you ever heard like anything like that? Like with the beats?
Even
how does he
open up with the Star Wars and everything?
Like how do you make something sound like that?
Yeah.
So I got one last one for you with Mighty Vic. Mighty Vic gave me a beat that he made for Dre's Detox that Dre took. It was a song they did with Joel Ortiz. Mighty Vic and Joel Ortiz were doing a project, and Joel Ortiz
Joel was on
with Aftermath, and he and Joel Ortiz was making this for Detox, this song, and he goes, I'm gonna keep the beat, give me the beat. Like Dre took it and just never. Dre did his parts on it. Joel Ortiz wrote it, did his parts, and he never put it out. There's a million stories like that with producers who did stuff for Detox that it just didn't come out. So I have that beat that Dre, Vic heard it, everything. You know what I mean?
Oh, so you could still fuck with it.
100%. Me and Shugg used it on our project. So like the beat that he made for Detox that they never released or never put out. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact.
Wait, does anybody watch on Instagram 92 Bricks? I know the answer to this already. But they're amazing. They actually have like their posts get hundreds and hundreds of likes and all. But they put out like from Dr. Dre's The Chronic, you know that song, The Day the NI Doubles Took Over? Totally different song. Like the original of it was like Kill a Cop something. And like they put on the slides, on their like Instagram slides, the originals before like you just get a look behind the curtain. You're like, they had a whole different song with the same beat, same rappers, and just completely different theme. Yeah.
I want to show you the original. What's the song that da 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 da?
Yeah.
Mighty Vic produced that.
Nothing but a G thing?
No,
it's Still Dre or something.
No, not Still Dre.
It's a motherfucking
It's like the
Snoop Dogg.
Wait, no, what is that?
Why did do that?
So Mighty VIC, my homie, I got to give him love. He did that 2 years before Dre. I mean,
that's
Mighty Vic, my homie who did the Boomerang for the Beatnuts. It's just the same sample.
Yeah.
It's just the same sample. But like, it's on vinyl. It's not like.
Yeah.
Did you know? I found out today.
You hear that, right? But it's different.
Okay, yeah.
But Dre's, sounds like it's in, an opera house. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I found something similar out today because we used to think that Hush only had one song stolen by Eminem from him, but today he informs me that there are actually 4 songs.
No, he don't.
That
Not
Eminem,
that he stole them from me, but that I have the bars recorded before him. You know what I'm saying?
where they just
I have the proof, like.
They were like-minded enough.
Yeah, that's all it is.
But that's just I'm a student. Like I was like a stan growing up, so my mind rhyme-wise, I'm thinking like Eminem would think.
But I do remember back in ERS days in the studio with Rugged Man and him being like, yeah, these industry rappers take hot lines from underground rappers and put them in their songs.
I can see that.
I don't know how true it is.
I feel like
I'm trying
it's
to think
true,
of when
I have seen other examples.
He just said it with Homeboy, with XXX.
Yeah. Also, though, like back in the day, like there was a lot of battle rappers. Like I heard mad punchlines that I used to hear on the internet, like get stolen from.
For sure, why not? And then, and
especially from battle rap.
But think about it with anything. Like it's just a recycled thing, and people, if it's dope enough, people don't give a fuck about the original.
Yeah,
and also like,
for sure,
isn't that crazy?
It could be, but people could also be so old, like the shit could be from 25 years ago and stolen by 20-year-olds that wouldn't even know that, like, no one's gonna go back and listen to it because it's older than these people.
What's the dude's line? He said, "We hip hop, we didn't create anything, we recreated everything." Something like that.
And there's got to be so many rappers,
That's a dope line.
like so many lines where they think it's their original verse and they just heard it on something and it just stuck with them.
When we were like 20s, like the hip hop that was sampling the 70s and 80s rock, like your parents would hear it and they'd be like, "Oh, that's this old song." You know what I'm saying? If you knew older music, you would know that. But like now, it's the samples of the songs that got sampled when we were kids.
Well,
like,
check it too.
So I'm saying, so like, but like the same, the same top 10 songs.
The only thing
are the same top 10 songs from 20 years ago.
I feel like that's different. Like when someone takes like a flow or actual quote from someone, like that's like influenced by it. But when you're doing like punchlines, like double entendres are out there. Like a lot of people are trying to think of the same shit.
I'm saying like the whole entire song, like the whole entire hook is like the same song that came out, like it was like a Ja Rule song.
That's
in
like a purpose.
2001, and now it's like some fucking other song in 2024 that no one even knows it was a Ja Rule song because it's made by a bunch of 18-year-olds that weren't alive yet. You know what I'm saying?
That's purposeful. Like they're personally going to take it.
It's so weird that like you hear that shit. Like
it's actually so true because the shit we did now is getting sampled. You know
that's what I'm saying. Like the top 20 music right now is like they're sampling like Fuji's records.
You
know what I'm saying? They're sampling like Snoop Dogg records.
They'll be sampling Stained. It's been a while.
But it's dope because when hip hop started, like even Dre, like they're sampling the shit their parents.
Well,
played.
see, it wasn't until later that I listened to some like G-Funk and was like, holy shit, they didn't just sample. They took everything from the Parliament and just put the song on there and rapped over
But it's all nowadays. It's how you read. It's how you redo
Puffy
it. Like,
did that a lot too. To be honest,
Puffy, that's
the diddler.
I heard Warren G talking about some shit the other day, and he said like that first line of "regulate" is what he's actually saying. I was looking for some phones. Because that's what they call getting headphones. Like everyone forever has been singing that shit, like not realizing that Warren G was out looking for some getting his dick sucked.
That's gold.
We had like an hour and a half, so I don't know. You want
it's all good. Yo, last thing I want to say about that is Nate Dogg. That's like my favorite.
Nate Dogg fucking regulated. Because he did regulate.
What do you mean?
That song's so wild if you think about it. That song's about Warren G going out trying to look at him regulating. Getting robbed. Nate Dogg seeing him getting robbed, killing everybody, then going to pick up some bitches that he almost hit with his car, bringing them back to the hotel, fucking all night.
Wait, is that what the song is about?
Yes.
Yes.
Now I gotta go back.
I looked up to the sky.
It's like a word for word story too. Like it's like a very detailed.
You know what the sample is, right? The movie sample at the beginning.
Yeah, of course.
What always got me on that song, and tell me if I was alone on this, but when he says a clear dark night, a clear white moon, that shit just annoyed the fuck out of me.
Why?
Yeah, why? You're on your own there.
But Nate Dogg is one of my favorite. Like singing wise, he changed the whole game where he started singing. Cats weren't singing like that were rappers. He was a rapper and changed his whole shit.
Wait, Nate Dogg was a rapper at first?
Originally, 100%.
I think you got to pull it out because that's like has a yeah.
That's what she said.
I was just gonna say that.
I know.
Yeah, that's what she said. There you go. Fucking push that over there so he could yeah. So if you just want to tell everybody where they can find you, where like your next shows are gonna be, Instagram, merchandise, all that stuff. It's too late. It's too late.
Yeah.
What do you got?
He wanted you to put the big.
I forgot the chain. It was right here. So
right.
close.
Hold it up. Let him hold it up.
Let me see.
You can put it on if you want. We're gonna do
I know. I can't believe I'm like I got to put it on the table so I don't forget. Oh, do you look? B, you look gorgeous in that.
On my,
oh yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Wake you up a little bit.
There.
Big Dookie Chain, thank you for having me.
No, into the mic though, because we got.
Right, yeah, okay. Yeah. This is a little less natural, but let me look.
Oh, you can pull it.
Thank you guys.
That's what she said.
Oh
yes.
Yeah. All right.
Big Dookie Chain, thank you all for having me. My name is M. at M. Boston. Everything. I don't know. Check out everything that we've done in the past that we got coming. I'm on tour again in July in Europe. I'm sure there'll be a bunch of local shows maybe before then. But I appreciate y'all having me. That's it.
100%, man. Yo, Van, what do you want to tell these motherfuckers?
Like and subscribe.
Sense lives, money forever. Fuck Kurt Schilling.
Fuck him.